Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What does my phone keep going off for? 16 killed, 47 injured in mass shootings over long holiday weekend. Doesn't surprise me. How are you? How are you feeling today? On this cloudy Tuesday. It's cloudy here in Harlem. I want to apologize for my upload last night. I did a whole live, not realizing my audio was construed and compromised. So, something told me to go back and listen. I normally don't go back and listen to my lives. Excuse me. But I was like, oh no, I'm deleting that and we'll do it again tomorrow. I went to the pantry today. They're downsizing their days, so I have to go back tomorrow. Just making sure we keep food in here. Everything is in disarray, I'm not gonna lie. So many mistakes being made by inadequacies of people outside my household. It's just a process that it's just this thing called life. I have been super busy. When I tell you I've been busy, I mean my head's been really in the books, researching, studying, learning new developments, processing these new developments, feeling like crap half the time. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just grateful that I am making progress in my journey of self-care and knowledge of self. I've made so much progress. Even on my family tree, building my family tree, it's just phenomenal to be able to maybe not know these people personally, but to be able to see a blueprint of who I am. Seeing all my ancestors that lived before me, that I carry parts of them in me. And it's ancestry. I get so much when I talk about ancestry. People literally tell me, oh, you shouldn't be using that, and the European this or whatever that's supposed to mean. And it just really breaks my heart that people are really negating the fact that I found my family with the DNA test. I don't really understand what people are saying is wrong about it. Because without this DNA test, I wouldn't have a family tree. I have been able to genetically match to my dead ancestors through their living relatives. It's a blessing. It's a gift. It's beautiful. And that's the good side of it. But then there's this other side where the reality is that my existence was way a bigger deal than it was led on to be, which in turn made me a living secret. It made me a living secret. I never understood why I wasn't on my brother's obituary, and I was told it was to keep me safe. But I don't really believe that was the whole story. You know, sometimes someone can tell you something and leave some very important details out. To me, that's a lie. Like when I face the nation every day and I'm called Black and African American and all of these names, it infuriates me because they know that's not who I am. And until I really understood in my spirit what has happened here, nation-wise and family-wise and individually, the picture is clear. It's painful, but it's clear. I have a lot of reprogramming to do. I have unlearning to do. I have relearning to do. Everything that I understood was false. And I've really been dealing with that, grieving that loss of time, loss of energy. It's just a waste. My whole life. I'm healing from being deceived, misled from my loved ones, to the schools, to the United States. They're all connected. They all feed off each other. Our families feed off the schools, feeds off the educations. Everything that we get in education determines our life at home as well. This forced me to reevaluate my life with my daughter, and I have become a homeschool mother because it's necessary that she gets the tools that she needs to survive and to be able to contribute. It's hard for me to say to this society, but to be able to not be able to contribute more decimation. I'll put it that way. I'll say it that way. I'm teaching her how not to show up. Because I've got that part down picked. I am giving myself a new birthday. I now have a spiritual birthday, which is going to be September 18th. September 18th of this year, I will be spiritually 1 year connected with my true self. 1 year connected with my true self. I don't know if everyone knows what that means, but just like the blacks in the United States, I was lied to about my identity. My identity was diluted in order to protect someone other than me and my mother. So my life, I was living a lie. I was living a lie. I was living what I was told. I was living a lie, just like all the blacks. It's so ironic that I can literally see what happened to us as a whole individually. Look at my life. Look how I almost lost my essence as a person, all because I thought that these people that I trusted and I loved were honest. Just like when I sang My Country to This Day in the elementary or middle school, wherever I was at in Foros, I sung that song because I thought I was part of this nation. Even though they told me I came from a slave and a monkey, still thought I was part of this nation. Now I understand exactly who I am to the USA and who the USA is to me. Who I am to my family and who they are to me. I have a birth family, a biological family, paternal and maternal, and I have an adopted family. So I would say I would have been blessed, that I'm gifted by God to have so many people loving me, but it didn't turn out that way. But then I became the enemy of the family. I became the enemy of the state. I became everyone's enemy. I really am stuck on how that happens. How is a baby born hated? I don't really understand that. And I don't think that's for me to understand. I believe it's for me to reprogram, to see what was done, and to realize that I am stronger and better and wiser than any of those decisions that were grafted onto me. No one ever expected for me to be able to do a DNA test and find out who my father was. No one ever thought this day would come, and if they did, they knew they would be dead and not have to deal with it. No one ever wanted to deal with this. So I became the bad guy. Innocent baby became the bad guy. I was programmed by my birth family, treated the same way my mother was treated, and then blamed for replicating her. Blamed for the same demons coming after me that came after her. That was my fault. No, that was the programming from that household that I wasn't allowed to go into. And my adopted mother is so upset. She has been so close to me. And I only use adopted and birth when I'm sharing my story out with others so that to not be confused, because it's a mess. Just imagine how my emotions are all over the place. The stories are all over the place, and so are my emotions. And I'm embracing that. In the beginning, I wanted to heal. How can I say it? I wanted to heal nicely. I wanted to heal pretty. I wanted to heal where nobody would see any scars or bruises. Just see, oh, it's that simple, and it really turned out to be the hardest thing I've had to face in my life, and I thought that I had already topped. I thought I had already topped hard, but this is a defining moment in my life, and I believe that I'm ahead of it. I'm relearning a lot of skills, especially biosocial skills, because I'm having a vision now of my parents, and I kind of understand their life. I understand what they went through. I understand their struggle. My mother is the youngest parent. She was a teenager when I was born. And when she was born, blacks couldn't even vote. So I would say all of my ancestors and my living birth mother, all of them, um, had to live through struggle here, being forced out of their natural status into a political prisoner. One of my adopted mother lived over half of her life without having rights here. When my mother was born, I think she was about 3 or 4. They killed Malcolm X. I was in Philadelphia when they dropped the bomb on it. I was walking to Catholic school when I saw black men being murdered. 4 years old. First murder. 23rd and Leon. Catholic school. Catholic church. I believe it's boarded up now. So I do group with Columbia University. Peace and love to the group. They are becoming like family to me now. Biosocial skills is something that I clearly learned on my own, because I've never really had anyone sit me down and, make an apprentice of me and teach me. I always had people talking at me and over me and just at me. So this is the way that I learned, and this is how I actually turned out being. I talk over people and I talk at people, and I'm learning that this program, I don't want it anymore. And I don't know if that's going to push the people who are aligned with I don't know if it's going to push some of my family members away. I would love to have everybody supporting me through this, and we all growing together as a one big family. ancestral and spiritually ancestral family and my biological family. But I don't know if that's going to be possible because of the way my grandmother left things. She left a lot of things unanswered, and it looks really bad on her. And that hurts me so bad because I loved her. But now, as a parent, I'm looking and questioning myself. I mean, I loved her, but did she really love me? Is really a hard pill for me to swallow. But the reprogramming must go on. I have to relearn to love. I have to show my daughter, even like my daughter came when I was the most hated, even down to my ex-husband. To this day, he still loathes me. Me sacrificing my life and what I want for 17 years don't really matter to anyone but my daughter. I've been in her life every day. Why? Because I know what it's like to be abandoned. And she has been put in positions where she probably has felt bad for loving me because everybody else hated me. She's in therapy right now, like literally right now in her room. And I just cried to her and I apologized to her. And I told her I am so sorry that all of this was going on. And I said, I took you to my grandma's house. She knew I had you. She could have fixed all of this for your sake. And that hurts me even more. And she didn't even think that me not knowing my truth would one day bleed onto my child. I'm angry about that. I'm very angry about that. But you know what? I am going to get through this with support from others or without. I'm tired of chasing people. I have been looking for somebody and looking for love all of my life. Going to this state, that state, visiting this person, visiting that person. I'm exhausted. I was so proud of my cousin from North Carolina who we have had a strained past, which all of my adopted family, we've had a strained past because of grandma telling them all of these lies about me so that I could be treated just like they treated my mother in Philadelphia. Like an outcast, like something's wrong with me. Reprogramming is imminent. Reprogramming is imminent. Even if I was a crack baby, why would you tell a child that whose mother and father have abandoned her? I just don't understand it. What was the goal? Was the goal ever for me to be okay? Was the goal ever for me to be successful? They knew I had talent. They knew I could sing. It's just so baffling to me how this thing really went. And people have died. And they just did not care. They cannot come back and correct the thing. They can't save their face. This cost me my mother. And me being born cost my mother her mother, but I'm not even sure that she was even a mother to her. And listen, if we have family dynamics that need to be fixed, talking about them cannot be weaponized. Talking about shit that happens cannot be weaponized. When you weaponize the process won't get done. Too many generations on my mother's side has been forsaken, including me. Mind you, I redeemed myself because something told me to do this DNA, but I was terrified. I spit in the tube August 29th. It takes 6 weeks for your test. My test came back September 18th, which is the day my mother, who took me home from the hospital, died. It wasn't even 3 weeks. It was 20 days. So, in the essence of reprogramming, and I'm going to tell you, last year on the 18th, I never imagined I would be sitting here with my sanity. I thought I was going into crazy house because I really was in shock that these people, this woman that I admired, have really let me down. And let my mother down. That's my mom. That's my mother. And she probably feels like I turned my back on her and love grandma because she doesn't know what grandma said about me. It just was a mess. A mess. I haven't talked to my mother in years, and I probably won't. I probably won't know when she's dead. I probably won't know anything. Like my daughter just asked me last month, her birthday, like, we're never going to hear from grandma again. And it broke my heart to look at her and say, I don't have an answer to that. But you have to know that she loves you. She gave you 10 years of her life that we probably wouldn't have gotten in any other circumstance. She was sick. She never got the help she needed as a child from the birth of my brother and me. So she probably wants peace. Like, who can live in hell all your life and you just want to stay in hell? No, you want to stay in peace. You want to disconnect from anything that reminds you of the past. And I'm a huge reminder of our past. So Brian was murdered. I'm here, so I don't really resent the fact that she's, alienated us. It just bothers me a little because, my daughter's involved and it's like no one ever thought about the ramifications of my treatment, how it would play in her life. That part really has changed me and it has pushed me to be stronger for her and myself because there could be a day where everybody has turned on us. And I'm not saying that because that's what's happening because, like I said, I just had a cousin from out of town come and visit me. I'm just saying, like, it's an anxiety because I really don't know what's real and what's fake anymore, unless I produced it. If I didn't produce it and somebody else did it, I don't know if it's real. If somebody's telling me something, I don't know if they're just telling me what I want to hear or it's true anymore. And that has brought on a lot of isolation. I'm scared to reach out to people all the time because I feel like I'm a burden. This story is so heavy. So writing the book is very important to me so that I can, it's really going to be a self-help book, to be honest. Because I'm hoping that packaging this story as a historical book, this is going to be a true book about our family and my bloodline and my spiritual family, which is my adopted family. And my goal is it will be in the libraries. Excuse me. I would like it to be in LA, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania libraries as a historical document. I'm not ashamed. I got hiccups. I'm not ashamed of my truth. It's all I ever wanted. I'm not ashamed of what happened to me. I'm ashamed that people let things happen to their family members and they turn their back on them. I understand parents have to go to work, but when you make children and bring them here, it is your responsibility to make sure that they have what they need. That includes protection. Peace and love. What is the day? Okay, it is Tuesday, September the 6th. It's 11:20 a.m. on the East Coast. I have the hiccups. I must be growing. Hopefully, it's my soul growing stronger. The weather here is something else. It's like 72 degrees. It's been drizzling all day. I woke up in tears. When I went to the mirror, you would have swore I had Indian paint coming down the side of my, coming down the side of my eyes. It made me chuckle. Actually made me laugh a little bit. I dreamed about my mom, and those dreams, I never want them to end. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I never want them to end. So when it ends, I have this longing feeling, and it's very powerful. It just makes me emotional. And seeing my cousin, we grew up together. She visited us in Philly until until we moved down south. It was just very warm and very beautiful and genuine. You know, we've come a long way, and she's helped me process my DNA results and trying to understand, helping me understand it. We make mistakes, but we also have a responsibility to fix them. And, she's helping me level the playing field with my adopted family. I became the enemy of many because everyone saw me as the bad crack baby who was disrespectful just because that's the way she was born. No, I was told things that manifested who I was. Everything from year 1 to 7, 8 and 9 made me who I was. So if anyone wants to look at how I acted, I would definitely look at who had control over raising me. I learned from them. I came here with a clean slate. I didn't know anything in anyone. I didn't know anything about crack. Someone had to tell me that. My programming was given to me. And I just give it back. I give it back. I release it. That person that she made up was not for me. It was for her. So that she could feel good about her shortcomings as a mother. And I know, I can imagine if I had failed at being a parent to my daughter, I would be ashamed as well. But I damn sure wouldn't have put my child in the line of fire to keep my image pristine. I think that is horrible. And so many parents have done this to their own children and their grandchildren and on and on and on. And it has to stop. And it has stopped with me. It has stopped with me. I will not partake in this false narrative of me anymore. I've been pushed way too far. This went too far. This harmed me. This made me get aligned with being raped. And it's just unacceptable. But the chains that I broke came through my daughter. She did not experience what her mother experienced. She did not have to experience what her grandfather experienced. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. So That right there, and the way that I'm teaching her and encouraging her to not push people away, but not to just leave yourself on the chopping board. You're going to have to let some people love you and hurt you a little bit. Not hurt you bad, but you're going to have to learn how and when and how and when to let someone love you. How to be mindful that, maybe they have a hidden agenda that could be harmful for you. Will you be able to notice that? I was clueless when I was younger. I literally was naive and I believed in everyone around me. I've lost that now. It's hard for me to believe in people. I look for people to let me down. I look for people to lie to me. I look for people to lie on me. And it's not a good thing, but it's who I am. Because I don't know how to trust anyone anymore. When I genuinely trusted, I made a mistake. Who knew when you're born and you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, by the time you're 6 years old, you better be getting a private investigating your parents and stuff. I didn't know that you had to do that. I had no idea. How would I even have done that? Like, you need someone when you get here. But who are these people? Are they safe? When you're born, are you the best? Are you going to be given the best? Or are they going to forsake you? Are they going to whisper about you? Call you ugly? Make you feel less than? I remember one of my cousins, my uncle's daughter, she comes in the house when I first moved down there. She was like, whose little boy is that? I have so many scars, but I didn't die. That's all I got. I didn't die. I didn't die. They broke me. I will admit that. They broke me. And that let other people be able to take advantage of me because I had no resistance, no defense mechanisms. I thought pain was love. My mother beat me and told me specifically, I beat you because I love you. Don't you understand? And I salute her because I had 3 abusive relationships in my life. And it almost killed me. I have forever scars behind love, so I don't really know what love is. Coming from outsiders, I know what love is coming from me. Because all I've ever done was love people. It's all I've ever done. There's a lot of healing due. A lot of healing is due. I want to thank you for joining my channel. I'm actually in the process of building, I want to say a new channel. I don't know if I'm going to do a new channel or I'm going to just completely change this one. But I'm in the process of building something that I don't want to speak on yet. I'm looking for 3 people that are visionaries and that's willing to help build this vision that I have. I'm looking for 3 people, and it's going to be hard because I don't know. I really am a loner. I have friends. I have a couple of friends here in Harlem, and I love them. I met them in the shelter, and we're going to always be family and forever, forever, and forever. But they have family. So it's like, I'm always going to be on the outside looking in of certain situations. But I accept this. I accept this challenge, and I'm grateful that I can reprogram. My life isn't over. I made a lot of mistakes intentionally and unintentionally, and it takes time to grow, and it takes space to grow. And I never really had that, but I'm giving myself that now. So I'm reparenting, reprogramming, realigning, reassessing every aspect of my life. And this book is manifesting beautifully. I have to realize I cannot put a time on healing. I cannot put a time on the processes that I utilize to heal. So I'm being more patient with myself and being more supportive of myself and being more mindful that this is serious, serious psychological work that I'm doing here. I'm starting to speak higher of myself and starting to speak from a place of having and not just wanting. I have the power and the knowledge and the energy to build whatever I want. I have it. I'm not going to say one day I'm going to be. No, I can do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm working on it now. And it's everything is coming along perfectly. My daughter's blood is doing amazingly. Um, I just feel bad about, my in-laws falling in line with everyone else and making me the bad guy when they've been lied to as well. Even the judge in my divorce was lied to. I was never out of the country, ever. So it's just people lie to get away with whatever it is they're trying to get away with. And it'd be the highest people that you think the highest of, they do sometimes the lowest shit. And I never would be able to say that out of my mouth if my grandmother hadn't did what she did. I would never believe that some of these people would stoop so low. But when you're part of a broken people that is targeted, everybody's trying to make it at the expense of everybody else. And I'm not affiliated with that. I have been capped for 7 years on how much income I can make due to Medicaid and my daughter needing insulin and all of these different devices that have dollar sign amounts on them that are actually cars. Like you can get a title of a car for this money. She needs to spend a month without Medicaid. So instead of me going to work and not being able to get her medicine, because who can afford that with the wages America pays, I sacrificed my wants, my needs, my life to ensure that she had her medicine. People hate me for that because they don't understand. They don't care. But you know what? I don't have control over anyone but myself. And I am so proud of how far I have come and how fast I keep going. you know? Grand Rising, it is a beautiful Tuesday. I'm going to do some more writing today. I actually just saw another perception in my book. I think that the way I'm going to do this book, I'm going to break it down because there's so many moving people in this story. Everyone's going to get their own chapter. That's how the book is going to be set up. I'm going to tell the story from each person's frequency because they're all different with me. My father has a different frequency than anyone else. My adopted mother has a different frequency than anyone else. Even though her and my grandmother became friends, little did she know the reason why they were friends. I believe had she known the truth, that she probably would have stopped all contact. But who knows? You never know what someone will choose. I just know what I would have done. If I was her, I would have. I don't know. It's hard to say. She was a church lady. Who would have thought that this lady was a liar? She fooled my adopted mom, and that is what's taken the longest for me to get over. Because she lied to me too. I went and looked her in the face. Do you know my dad? Are you sure you don't know my dad? And she said, no, Michelle. I don't know. I don't know. Your mom was in the streets. And I'm thinking she talking about my mom like an adult. Thinking my mother was an adult or something. My mom was a child. What does that say about you, Grandma? What does it say about you? What about the child that came before me? She was even closer to 12 then. See, the black family, and of no fault of their own, there's so much going on, and we're living check to check and moment to moment to where something like this happens and you don't have time to stop your life to attend to it. But when you do that, you're leaving family members behind. No one left behind. I come from war, soldiers, all, all of the males going all the way back to the 1700s were soldiers. All of them. They're all in my DNA, even down to my father. Soldiers. Soldiers. I got family members older than the United States and its Constitution. And their descendants are walking around here today. That gives me a feeling of admiration. Yeah, my personal story is a shit show, but the whole history is beautiful. It's beautiful. I really was. Let me see. I'm gonna do something that I didn't want to do, but I'm gonna do it because I know people are hearing me, but seeing is believing as well. I'm not gonna go through my whole tree. Let's see. We'll start on this page, and I will say I'm just gonna do this page. I'm gonna share this page because I want people to really take themselves seriously. I'm the only person who can do this for my family. And I'm talking about me and Gina. My grandma has tons of grandchildren. Tons of grandchildren. So they have an opportunity to fix their bloodline as well. I have literally done the work. Literally done the work. My biological ancestral line. 334 people, 33 photos. All of these people have been linked to me through living descendants that is alive today. These are my grand aunts, my grandmom's sisters. Now, mind you, I have living grand aunts on my mom's side, and they're not that old at all. So I'm a mix of the civil rights movement and the invasion of the indigenous peoples here. That is who I am. That is who I am. I found one slave on my tree. One. And he actually bleeds into the fortune line. The slave is his grandfather. 1600s. One. So how do I descend from slavery? He owned land, and I believe it was a plantation. not him, but the African. He got free and owned land. So how do I descend? Look, Freedman's Bank's records. How do fourth great grandfather Freedman? How do I align with the narrative? I'm tired of people lying to me and lying on me. I've had it. I've had it. Nobody's gonna do this to me anymore. Mind you, I don't have. Oh, they opened the head. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that because I'm not paying. As you can see, it says subscribe. I'm not paying for anything right now. I spent so much money, and right now my daughter, he was 12 years old. Why does he have a Freedman's Bank record at 12 years old? Relationship to head, self. Look at this. Roll 26, Richmond, Virginia, July the 18th. Let me take a screenshot of this. Why is he the head of household and he's 12? See, I'm finding a lot of stuff that is just unbelievable. I'm going to save this. Because I can't believe it even opened because this is not, I don't have a subscription. Ophelia sibling. Look at this. 12 years old. I don't think they're lying. I don't think it's going to let me see it. Holy crap. Maybe you get one free look every day. I can't believe this is opening up. This is only probably doing this because I'm online. Maybe I should go live every day with my tree and it might give me more information. If this opens, I'm gonna have a fit. Mind you, Richmond, that's the first place mommy sent me when all that stuff was going on in Johnston County. And I went to jail. Every time I go to Richmond, I go to jail. They don't like me. I was like, they don't like me. All right. So I don't know what that's doing. But I can't, I don't like being lied to now with a passion. Okay. I don't know what's going on. And I really don't want to share like my family. Like their business and stuff. But I just wanted to share that part. Yeah, cut that off. It's not going through. So I hope the audio was a lot better on this live. We have. Oh no! Don't remove it. Hold up! I think it opened up. Sometimes a hint will open. And I kind of like that because, like, with my mother, Catherine, I literally. Oh no! Don't zoom. I can't read this stuff. A lot of it is handwritten. I'm going to take a picture of this. Just give me the full page. This is my grandfather. Oh, it doesn't want. Okay, that's cool. I'm not doing this tree stuff right now because once I get in here, it's like I fall into this rabbit hole and I look up and the sun is gone. So I really just wanted to touch base with the blog. If anyone is out there doing their genealogy and you want to meet minds, please do not hesitate reaching out. I believe my email is on this page. I'm just really grateful that I made it this far to be able to find the truth. and live the truth. It's a rainy day here in Harlem. We're going to take it easy today. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. Spread some love to somebody, somewhere, and definitely to yourself. Please be safe and aware in these streets. Be mindful. And please be safe and aware. And I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Talk to you again soon.